Welcome everyone. I am Professor Nikki Eshtiaqi from RMIT University in Melbourne, and I'm so glad to see you again here on the channel. If you are new to this space, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. I'm excited to share even more with you all. So let's get started. In our previous study, we challenged a common belief about the secret to the success that emphasized IQ as a key factor for success in our studies and professional lives. We saw that while IQ can be an important component of the success, it doesn't necessarily guarantee our flourishing. Instead, the most powerful key to the success lies in our emotion. And by learning a set of skills generally referred to as emotional intelligence, EQ, we can achieve far more than what we could with IQ alone. In today's episode, I wanted to challenge another mindset that many of us grow up with. One that's deeply ingrained in our culture, our communities, and sometimes even in our families. It's the idea of no pain, no gain. Many of us have been taught that hard work and sacrifice are the only path to success, and that if we are not constantly struggling or pushing ourselves to the limit, we are not doing enough. But I want to challenge this mindset, and I'm going to share a couple of real stories to illustrate why sometimes this approach can actually hold us back. Let me start with Lili. Lili is one of the most hardworking postgraduates I have ever met. She is the kind of a student that every professor wishes to have on their team. Dedicated, disciplined, and always striving for excellence. But despite all her hard work, she found herself stuck in a project that wasn't going well. She had spent months on it, pouring all of her time and energy into making progress. Lili would arrive at the lab early in the morning and work late into evening. She was pushing herself non-stop, convinced that the harder she worked, the better her chances of success. But as the weeks went by, she started to show signs of stress and exhaustion. During our regular check-in, I noticed how tired she looked, frustrated, overwhelmed, and on verge of the burnout. I realized something important. Lili was so focused on her work that she had completely neglected to take break, to step back, to allow her mind to rest. She was caught in the cycle of no pain, no gain thinking, that if she kept pushing herself without a pause, success would eventually come. But the reality was her mind was becoming clouded, and that was making her less effective. When I suggested that she take a break, Lili was surprised. She thought she didn't have time to rest because her conference paper deadline was just a few weeks away. She had been raised to believe that hard work and sacrifice were the key to success, and taking a break felt like the opposite of what she should be doing. But I encouraged her to step back, take a short break, and shift her focus to something that she truly enjoyed, whether that was talking with friends, going for a walk, or just having some time to relax. Lili was hesitant at first, but she trusted me. She took a few days to recharge, and when she returned to her work, something incredible happened. She approached her research from a fresh perspective. Her ideas were more creative, her concepts were clear, and her writing was more compelling. She was able to complete her paper with a new insight and renewed sense of energy. In the end, her paper was accepted, and she attended the conference just as she had hoped. This experience really highlights how no pain, no gain mindset can sometimes backfire. Lili was working harder and harder, but it wasn't the sheer amount of work that made her successful. It was when she gave herself permission to step back and refresh that she found the clarity she needed to succeed. Now, let me share Samantha's story. Samantha, like Lili, was an incredibly dedicated student and she was working on a research project that was critical to her work. She had spent a lot of time trying to collect data using the same method over and over and again, thinking that if she kept repeating it and refining it, she would eventually get the perfect data. However, she was not seeing the result she had hoped for. Her data wasn't as reliable, as accurate as she wanted it to be. Samantha had to put in a countless hours, working tirelessly to improve her research. But despite her hard work, she wasn't able to make a significant progress. When I checked in with her during one of our meetings, I could see that she was feeling frustrated and tired. She was working hard, but her focus was entirely on the same repetitive approach. And it seemed like she was stuck in a loop. I realized that Samantha had become so immersed in her work that she wasn't stepping back to consider other approach. She was following the no pain, no gain mindset, pushing herself to work harder, thinking that the success would come just by continuing with the same method. But what she really needed was a break, a chance to step back, reset, and look at the problem from a new angle. I suggested she take a short break, just to give her mind some space. She was hesitant at first because she had been taught that the taking breaks means that she was not working hard enough. But I encouraged her to take a time for herself, to recharge and to think about her research in a different way. Samantha took that break. And when she returned, she found that her mind was much more clear. She realized that by constantly repeating the same approach, she was limiting herself. With a fresh energy, she began to explore new methods of the data collection, ones that were more reliable and accurate. This shift in approach allowed her to gather better data and make a significant improvement to her research. Samantha's success didn't come from working harder. It came from working smarter. She realized that by taking a break and giving herself some mental space, she was able to step back and find new, innovative ways to improve her work. Samantha's story is a perfect example of how sometimes stepping away from your work can lead to greater success. When we are caught up into the no pain, no gain mindset, we often forget the balance is key sometimes. Taking break or shifting our focus can bring the clarity and creativity we need to make a breakthrough in our work. These stories are important reminder that success doesn't always come from working harder and longer. Sometimes it comes from knowing when to step back, recharge, and allow your mind the space it needs to think clearly. Working smart, not just hard, is essential for achieving your goals. So, how can you apply this to your own academic journey? Think about how you use your time. Instead of filling every moment with work and stress, consider how you can manage your energy and focus on what really matters. Taking break, reflecting, and allowing yourself time to relax can actually help you perform better and be more creative in your studies. Here are some questions to reflect on that can help you move away from the no pain, no gain mentality and adopt a more strategic approach to your study. What I am losing when I am constantly busy? You might be sacrificing your mental and physical health, relationship with friends, or time for personal hobbies. When you are constantly busy, you may think you are being productive, but you are neglecting important aspects of your well-being that are necessary for a balanced, successful life. what would I be doing if I were not always busy? You could take time for a hobby or exercise, which help you feel more energized and inspired. Taking a step back gives you the opportunity to research and return to your work with a fresh mindset, allowing you to think more creatively. What is my business helping me avoid? You might be avoiding a challenging task or difficult emotion by keeping yourself busy. Business can be a form of distraction. By learning to address the task or emotion you are avoiding, you will grow both personally and academically. What is my business defending me against? You might be avoiding taking tasks such as pitching a new idea or challenging yourself. Staying busy can feel like a defense mechanism against uncertainty or fear of failure. But it can also keep you from reaching your full potential. How could I be less busy and more successful in my study? Prioritize your most important tasks and take time for rest. Being less busy doesn't mean doing less work. It means working more efficiently, focusing on what is most important, and giving yourself a space to recharge. What good things could happen if I gave up permanent busyness? By taking a break, you might find that you are more creative, focused, and motivated. Reducing busyness can help you see things more clearly and approach challenges with new ideas and solutions. Reflecting on these questions can help you recognize when you are falling into the no pain, no gain trap and encourage you to take more balanced strategic approach to your study and personal life. Success doesn't have to be all about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about working smarter, managing your energy and making time for what truly matters. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please make sure to subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience and how you have managed similar situations. This channel is all about building a community of the friends who share their experience, help each other, and empower one another. Looking forward to hearing from you all.